Hello, and hello to all of my Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you all. I'm talking to men and women. When I talk about Mother's Day, I'm not talking about your mother per se. I'm talking about how to mother and nurture yourselves, right? How to mother and nurture yourselves and see what sets you apart from all other Sagittarius, right? How to nurture yourself and what sets you apart from other Sagittarius. Mother, when we think about mother, we think about, when I'm talking about as far as readings are concerned, your moon sign, what mothers you, what nurtures you. Where do you go to get your big celestial hug? Okay, so let's get into it, Sagittarius. Let's get it right into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. And on Sundays we have questions, right? It may be still Saturday in some parts of the world, but it's already Sunday in other parts of the world. This reading is for, excuse me, the 14th of May through the 14th of June. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, lots of temptations around you. Lots of temptations around you. Source is saying to you, do not get caught up. You've already had an awakening, or some people call it a snake bite or a kundalini experience. We're not calling a person a snake. We're talking about the spirit of something, right? You've already had an awakening. And so Source is saying to you, here we have the Tower card. So somebody's having a Tower moment, meaning an awakening. Again, another awakening, okay? Now, you remember the devil, whenever you're trying to go to the next level, God will allow the devil to tempt you with the same exact stuff. It can be in different forms, though. Different forms. And Source is saying you've awakened from a nightmare, something that was a nightmare for you, right? And then you have a lot of temptations around you to vibrate low again. And so Source is like, before you do that, recognize that there's two energies in particular you need to walk away from, energetically or physically, or both. Walk away from those things. Are you still talking about and still engaging something, and you're trying to look for sources? Like, so there's a lot of temptation around you, meaning that people will get you to still keep talking about stuff and cause you as a fire sign to get enraged, giving a whole lot of air. There's a lot of air, a lot of thinking about something, where sources like, get your rest, because that temptation is going to cause that tower to fall on you. Let's say somebody said or did something to you that you felt like it cut you deep. Your feelings are still valid. They're your feelings. Don't ever let somebody tell you that your feelings aren't valid. But the over talking and thinking about it, and also giving air to toxicity that's trying to blow on your flames, trying to make you even more upset and frustrated and unclear about. And I demand answers, and I need an apology, and I need X, Y, and Z, because the sword. Somebody could remember, the sword cuts both ways. So just as much of a even if you demand, let's just sit down and talk. I want to know what I did wrong that caused you to do X, Y, and Z to me. Sources like, move on, go get your rest, move on, because again, there are some energies that they don't need another person to close it out. This right here lets me know that you need somebody else to close it out before you move on. But I do see you eventually saying, you know what, I have an awakening. Maybe they've already closed some things out. I'm gonna go ahead and close that on my side. Let me just go ahead and move on from something. Let me just go ahead and finally move on from something, okay? So congratulations. Here we have the Three of Cups. We have the Coexist. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and also the Five of Pentacles, right? So you're trying to go from Five of Pentacles to Ten of Pentacles. I need to know why such and such happened. I need to know why somebody messed up my money. I need to know why somebody irritated my demons, my insecurities, my instabilities, my career success, my prosperity. Let me remind you of something. My family, all of that. That's your root chakra. So let me give somebody a bold reminder, is that there is no demon in hell or on earth that can stop or block what God has already put in motion. So it's time for you to close out some cycles, Sagittarius, before you further delay yourself from opening up your own vault door. There is nobody that can stop you from getting in your vault door. Somebody feels like somebody was cold hearted, left them out in the cold, and you're waiting for a warm apology or something that's going to warm your heart. Source is saying cycles have already been closed on the other side. Focus on your legacy. Focus on planting the seeds that you want to grow and nothing else. Somebody is looking for some kind of coexistence. When source keep trying to tell you, somebody can learn the easy way or they can learn the hard way. The first coexistence is you finding out what your planetary alignments are and how you coexist in your own universe. So you're in such knowledge of your planetary alignments and the houses and what all of that means for you, that you know exactly what sets you apart from other Sagittarius. This Sagittarius over here may be great at closure. They may say, listen, I don't need an apology. I'm going to go ahead and close it out myself. Bridge has been burned. I need to move on. This one over here may be waiting for 20, 30 years, waiting for somebody to call them and say, I just want to let you know that I was going through something at the time and I didn't know how bad I hurt you. This one moved on. They open up their vault door, living their absolute best life, being invited to stuff, just loving life. While this one over here is saying, I'm stuck. I can't move until I. In the meantime, a lot of stuff happening, and source is saying, don't step down off of your throne as the King of Swords. King of Swords is like, I'm knowledgeable. This is the king of your thoughts. Every time a negative thought comes across my mind, I need to move on from it. And just recognize that some people have cut you that deep that you don't need to feel that kind of pain again. Because nothing somebody can say or do that's going to make you feel better. And people have a very tricky way. The temptation can come in any form. You notice like in scary movies, or like the old time scary movies where they had like they were ramping up to scaring you to death. You like, oh my God, like scare. When I say scaring you to death, I'm talking about scaring you into an awakening. I know there's power of words, but scaring you into an awakening, right? Ramping up. It's like the music, dun, 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 you know, that kind of stuff. And then next thing you know, boom, you find out what was behind that door or what was behind such and such. And so sometimes they'll use energies that the music is telling you that energy is not as innocent as you think. Like, for instance, like, remember the movie Pet Sematary, right? And after the cat was hit by a truck, right? And my apologies if anybody has a cat or animal or whatever. I'm not trying to trigger any emotions, but just trying to bring something to light here for you. And so the family was so grieved that they took the pet to the pet cemetery. It was like they were so desperate. They just wanted answers. Like, oh my God, we can't move beyond this. So here comes this person saying, well, you can bury them over there. You know, you gotta be careful. That's sacred ground. They'll come back, but not the way you think it comes back. The cat comes back as just like this really wicked cat, because it was just, like I said before, somebody doesn't want to be the person responsible for not closing out cycles, and that energy comes back through a family member that's being used innocently and they don't even know they're being used innocently, or a friend that's being used innocently that they don't even know that they're being used by the devil, right? They think that they're, like they're not causing any harm, but then something bad happens. So it's just saying, celebrate closing out cycles. Celebrate closing out cycles. Celebrate closing out cycles. Again, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. If you have any pets, I'm a pet mom myself. I understand. So certainly not trying to trigger anybody. So, but all I'm saying to you is the temptations around you to not close out cycles, to leave things that you think, okay, they innocently, I can just leave it open. I can leave an opportunity open. That means you're still talking about it. That means you're still thinking about it. Other people are bringing stuff up. Even invitations to stuff where people, you already feel some kind of way about something, and somebody was like, well, we want to make sure we keep this person on the invite list, and it keeps your mind open. You can close it out before, even if a person comes back, or even if a person decides, hey, I'm going to accept one of those invitations and I'm going to come back into the fold, you've already closed it out. You don't have anything good or bad to say about the situation because you've moved on from it. So that's what Source is trying to get somebody to do. Hear your questions, Sagittarius. Hear your questions, right? Transformational power questions. We got a lot of things going on in the universe right now that's helping everybody to transform to their highest self. Like one, Mercury and Pluto are retrograde, which is great because you're getting messages about what you need to purge, any unhealthy or wounded emotions that you need to purge. And the temptation is certainly one of them, and something where you're still talking about it or overthinking it. Like somebody is putting so much thought to something where somebody hurt, it just never occurred to you what you could have done to hurt them. And so in your mind you're thinking, my heart is in the right place towards them, but that doesn't mean that your definition of love is the same as their definition of love. So take it as, you know, I've seen what I needed to see, and I need to move on from something. And that's what I see you doing, right? Here's some transformational power questions that you can ask yourself from your root chakra all the way up to your crown chakra. Transformational power questions are meant to help you to transform. From your root chakra, why am I becoming more abundant every day? And then why am I becoming continually more stable and grounded? Sacral chakra, why am I getting sexier every day? And why am I becoming continually more comfortable with my emotions? Solar plexus chakra, why am I allowing myself to become more and more successful? And why am I growing more confident every day? Your heart chakra, why am I experiencing more and more love in my life? And then also, why am I forgiving to myself and others every day? And then throat chakra, why am I continually becoming my most authentic self? And then why am I stepping into my highest purpose more every day? And then brow chakra, why is my third eye continually opening? And why are my intuition and psychic skills growing stronger every day? And then crown chakra, why is my connection to the divine continually growing? And then why is my spiritual wisdom and faith expanding every day? The way that you create transformational power questions is going to help somebody understand that whenever there's something about yourself that you want to change, not about changing somebody else, but about yourself that you want to change, you can actually write your own questions. So the first thing you do, Sagittarius, is think about something that you want to change, and then two, you want to write a simple affirmation like I am whatever. So let's say, for instance, you are healed from some kind of a sword wound, right? So you think about what you want to change. You go from hurt to healed. I am healed, right? I'm healed across the board from any kind of hurt, from my childhood hurt to recent hurt to past friendship hurt, past love interest hurt. I'm healed. I am healed. So because whatever you put behind I am, you're sending that out into the universe, right? And then the third part of that is that you turn it into a why question. So why am I so patient? Or why am I so healed? Or why am I so rich? Or why am I so healthy? Or why am I so wealthy? Whatever, you turn it into a why. And so in this case, why am I so hurt? Right? Why am I so healed? Why am I so healed? Because you've forgiven somebody and you've decided to move on. And that forgiveness doesn't mean that you got to be back in the same spaces where they are, where you're trying to coexist. And even if it was a situation where you had to coexist, I'm so healed and I've already forgiven that I don't need to bring it back up. Even if they brought it back up, I'm not talking about that. Are you still going back to that space? Do you need closure? I don't have any. I don't have dominion over your universe, so I can't close it out for you. If you're looking for an apology, then I need one just as much as you need one. If you want that kind of closure, but I've already moved on from it. So, and then you want to make it progressive. Why am I becoming more healed every day? Yeah, the further and further, if you swim away from the depth of emotions about something that really hurts you, you are becoming even more healed. You're giving time for that water to wash it off. That looks like sometimes tears. It looks like, sweating. It looks like a lot of things where your body is detoxing, getting all of those emotions out, right? And so now the air has hit it. You're not putting Band-Aids over it, no nothing. You're saying, I'm letting the air hit it and I'm moving on from something, okay? I'm moving on. So you got it. You know what you're doing. Here we have the Six of Swords again. We also have the Eight of Cups. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Chariot card and also the Wheel card. So the Wheel of Fortune and also the Chariot card. So I do see somebody balancing things out. It's like you got an angel on one shoulder and a devil on another, trying to decide. The devil will tempt you with anything. Will tempt you with a child. Will tempt you with when I say a child, it's like you and somebody else. Let's say you and a friend does not, you all had a big falling out and you've decided, that's it, I'm done. and there's kids involved. So the child may be used innocently to reach back out to you. I miss you, auntie, or I miss you, uncle, so and so forth. You're going to have to part ways with the whole situation, or else you're putting yourself in a very dangerous position of disobeying source. And so here we have is two situations in particular that source is saying to you, you need to move on from. You need to move on from something. Two situations in particular. Like I said before, sometimes people are being used and they don't even realize they're being used. And then you realize it on the back end. Oh my God. That's what she was talking about. So the enemy will use anything and anybody to get to you. Anything, including a very innocent spirit that has no idea they're being used by the devil. Right? So here we have the Eight of Cups. I do see somebody moving in the direction of their purpose and staying focused on that. That's where the healing is. And that's where you're going to see things a whole lot clearer. And then we have the Nine of Cups. I'm saying like emotionally somebody's going to feel like a jackpot. They hit the jackpot because you've opened up your vault door and you found out what your purpose is. You really found out what your life purpose is, right? You know exactly what your purpose is here in life. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. It's time to take action. That's right. It's time to, you see this ram's head right here? Source is saying to you, it's time for you to move past those emotions. It's time for you to initiate change, not for you to wait for them to do something to burn you. Source is saying, it's time for you to initiate change in a situation so you don't get burned again, so you don't get frustrated again, and so you're not in a situation where now there's a full-on argument or a fight, physical fight. So do a burning bowl ceremony. Release it. Burning bowl ceremony and release it. Release it, release it, release it. Sometimes people are always in just fight mode. Fight, fight, fight. Every time I think about it, I get mad all over again. This person said this to me. They did that to me. So and so. They remind me of such and such. 10-10. I am patient. Keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good, Sagittarius. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. 10-10 is your number. That's what I have for you, and I will see you all on Motivational Monday. Bye.